hi and welcome. This is Stuart and welcome to your December video tip. December, of course, means Christmas, and that's an interesting time of year for a lot of people. Now, for many, it's a wonderful time of year of family and celebration. For some, it's more about spiritual values and gratitude and giving thanks. For others, it's about gifts and presents. And still for others, hopefully it's a time of rest and relaxation. And we all hope and look forward to that towards the end of a year. However, it's often anything but. It's often one of the most stressful and drama-filled times of the year. I mean, simply for the fact that you're trying to get a million things done with an impending timeline, and also the fact that everyone else is as well. The shopping centres are packed, the roads are packed, and it's more challenging sometimes to get things done, and this causes a fair bit of stress. You know, another thing that causes a fair bit of stress is Christmas means you're going to be spending some time with some relatives, some family members, and other people that you're associated or obligated to spend time with through either relationship or situation. And that can cause a bit of drama and interesting times for some people. Now, if there's anything the world needs right now this Christmas, it is an understanding of our fellow man and how to get along with them. So this video message is inspired by that. It is Christmas, and recently I have been reading and rereading the fantastic book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. In fact, we've made it the book of the month, and I recommend you might consider getting that as a Christmas present for yourself. Some of the tips from this video are going to come from that book, and some are just going to come from personal experience. So let's get on with the show. Recently I bought some gift cards for some friends and some team members, and from a department store. And the one I got, there's many designs you could get, and the one I got was a bright red star, and it looked a little bit like this. It was actually a big bright red 5-pointed star, and it attracted me to that design. Not only does the 5-pointed star actually represent human man with the head up here, 2 arms and 2 legs, it's also very powerful in nature. If you will look at any piece of fruit, well, most pieces of fruit, at the bottom of them, the joins actually are a 5-pointed star, which is quite interesting. Maybe nature's trying to tell you something. But I'm going to use that and come up with 5 tips or little bits of information that you might be able to use to make this your best Christmas ever. Well, that's the goal. So here we go. We'll get started. Step number 1. Now, you know, a thing I've noticed with my family, that the situations go a little bit different compared to when I'm there and meeting my family and when others are meeting my family. I don't know if you've ever noticed this as well. Recently I had my best friend and some of his friends over to meet my dad, and it was absolute a riot of a time. They had a ball, and the conversation flowed, and my dad was funny and articulate and intelligent and all that sort of stuff. Yet sometimes when I'm there and am talking with him, it's nowhere near as fun. It's way more serious. We often end up in arguments and all this sort of stuff. And I thought, hang on, this happens when I'm there by myself, but when others there, it's fantastic. And I thought, well, it's almost like he changes. But then I realized, you know what, it's not him changing at all. It's me. And so what it is when we go into a situation, we are so powerful, our perception actually creates our reality. And we have a certain predefined image of how a situation is going to work out or play out. And so what we do is we've already concluded how this experience is going to be. So you might be doing the same around Christmas Day, having to meet a relative or people or associates that maybe you don't get on with, and you've already concluded how it's going to be. So what we've got to do is move from conclusion and move into question and possibility. So we want to ask better questions. So step number 1 is I'm going to put a big Q there. I want you to ask questions. And a question like this: what would it take to make this the best Christmas ever? So that's tip 1. Ask an open-ended question, and then you want to follow that energy. Ask positive, open-ended questions. What would it take to make this day fun and enjoyable for everyone? That type of question. Quit concluding and deciding how it's going to be before you even get there. That alone will shift the energy and will change everything. Step number 2, I remember last Christmas was in fact our best Christmas ever. And I look back and I go, what was it that made it the best Christmas ever? Now this is straight out of the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And you know what? It was free of angst, argument, or any shouting matches of any sort. So in the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, the point is, number 2, Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. So I'm sure with people close to you, you know you could destroy any one of your close family members or friends in about 60 seconds if you wanted to. That's not your job. That's the little you. Your job is to be bigger. If there's one thing we do at Christmas, it's generally we overeat. We overnourish the body. But you know what nourishment people don't get? Their self-esteem. We actually do the complete opposite and tear down the people closest to us. And we do that by condemning, criticizing, and generally pointing out the negative habits. So remove that completely from the situation this Christmas. And in my experience, it's helped create the best Christmas ever. Okay, number 3, similar to that. No arguments. Just agree to agree. People say agree to disagree. Well, I can say we can agree to agree on certain points that we don't agree on. But the point is, people have different point of views, and it's not up to us to make them wrong. It's not up to us to point out where their faults lie. They can do that themselves. Our job is not to bite. So just leave it alone altogether. Or perhaps say, geez, that's interesting. Why do you say that? And have a genuine interest as to why they have that point of view. But I know, guess who wins an argument? The answer is absolutely no one. They say a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Arguments, leave them out. Don't want them at Christmas at all. All right, number 4. Number 4 is offer a sincere compliment. So I'm going to write compliment. Number 4 is offer a sincere compliment. Generally, the earlier, the better. Find something that you can genuinely compliment about a person. It could be the food, it could be the meal, it could be their effort, it could be their hair, it could be the lawns, it could be some effort they went to, it could be the fact that they're simply opening up their house and hospitality to you. But find something that you can offer a genuine compliment. Now, I want to be careful here. This is not flattery. Flattery is cheap and it's a veneer and people see through it. Offering counterfeit genuine a counterfeit type of flattery is like counterfeit money. If you pass it on to someone else, sooner or later it's going to come home to roost and cause you some problems. So number 4 is offer a sincere and genuine compliment. Now in my family, one of my relatives uses a saying regarding my sister's cooking, PB. Now it's a sports term relating to personal best, and he offers it lavishly. With my sister's cooking, he'll say, Sonia, PB. Fantastic work, personal best in whatever she's made, and helping the cook feel good about what she does. Now that needs to be genuine, and certainly with all the things we eat, there's plenty of opportunity to offer some PBs, and you might want to take that and use that in your situation as well. All right, that brings us now to the 5th and final point, and the 5th and final point is simply this. And that says interested. I want you to be interested in the other person, in particular the one that causes you the most angst or potential volatility in a situation. Be interested in them. Talk in that person's interests and their frame of reference. People don't so much care about you or what's going on in your life or what's happening. You know what they love talking about? Them and their situation. An example is my brother loves photography. When he's not at work, he's into photography. He's often taking photos, going out photographing, studying photography. Just loves it. Not in a professional way. Just it's an insanely interesting hobby for him. So when I'm around him, what do I talk about? I talk about his latest photos. I talk about where he's been, what he's been shooting, all that sort of stuff. And people love talking about what they're interested in. They light up, they open up. And by doing that, you're actually helping them and drawing them out as well. But I know this, if you talk about what other people are interested in, they will actually be interested in you. This is all positive cycle, and up it goes, and it's a great way to make this your best Christmas ever. So there you have it, 5 points. I hope they're of value to you. They seem simple, but they're very, very powerful. So this is Stuart wishing you and your family a wonderful festive season, and I look forward to seeing you in 2016 and making it together our best year ever. Until then, this is Stuart. Happy Christmas.